So it's been about a week and a half since I got the Galaxy Tab A7 here, and I'm now ready to share with you my full or my comprehensive review of this budget tablet by Samsung that they dropped about a week and a half ago in the US market. And let's go ahead and see what I found. As always, this video is going to be broken down into different sections just to kind of give it a flow and make it easy for you to follow. But again, as always, if you have any questions or any comments about things that I may not have mentioned or I may not mention in this video, please feel free to go ahead and drop them in the comment section. I always get to my comments. I always answer questions. So if you have a legit question, if I didn't cover it here, I do my best to go ahead and answer that. And finally, of course, if this is your first time to the channel here, welcome, of course. Please do me a huge favor and take a second to hit both the like and the subscribe button there. It's a huge boost to the channel. It really gives me that boost that I need in order to push out more content. Now, let's get back to the tablet here. Normally, I would start my full review with the design of the tablet, but today I want to start with something slightly different, and it's actually a standalone feature, and that is the quad speaker setup feature, because that is the first thing that actually caught my attention on this tablet. These speakers are surprisingly loud. I will make a Tab A7 versus a Tab A10.1 video later, but I can tell you right now that the Tab A speakers come nowhere close to this one. Okay, now let's get back to regular programming. Let's talk design, all right? So this one is the successor to the Galaxy Tab A 10.1 inch, the one from last year. And design-wise, there are some improvements, definitely worth mentioning here. So you have this metallic back, which is about 90% metallic, except that plastic part housing the antenna. The front here is actually following the different and landscape setup that Samsung has been implementing on its new line of tablets. And that would be where you have the camera on the long side here, requiring for you to put the tablet in a landscape mode in order to take pictures or videos. It's a now slightly taller and wider tablet at 10.4 inches, so you get a little bit more of the screen real estate on this model here, and it has a resolution of 1200 by 2000, and I can tell you that it looks fantastic for watching videos. And for my unit, I went for the gold color, but Samsung also has it in silver and dark gray. We still have the headphone jack here, which is always so nice to have, and obviously the USB Type-C 2.0 style port. And on the side here, we have the power and the volume buttons. I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. My favorite feature on this tablet is the speakers. These are tuned by AKG and they sound pretty loud. The sound may not be as full as I wished for it to be, but they're definitely loud. You can better enjoy movies now because the sound is coming from both sides and it's so loud coming from both sides, but at the same time, it's also so very well balanced, right? So let's go ahead and talk specs. Now, this is the base model of the Tab A7. You get a 32 gigs of internal storage with this model, and I believe there's a 64 gigs available if you want to go for that one. But anyways, you get 32 gigs that you can expand using a micro SD card. You can expand that storage up to 1 terabyte. Also, in the previous comment, I had someone saying that they heard that the SD card doesn't work properly on this tablet and that some people may not have been able to access their SD card or their micro SD card when they put that in the tablet. Now, I didn't run across any issues, using my micro SD card. It actually works pretty well. I'm able to, access files back and forth. So no issues there, at least not with my unit. But anyways, you have Android 10 here with One UI sitting on it. It is running the Snapdragon 662 and is also loaded with 3 gigs of RAM. And so far, it's been really good at handling light multitasking at an actual decent speed. The tablet is able to handle multiple open windows or multiple apps open at the same time without necessarily crashing. So you can do a good amount of toggling back and forth so that you can get some level of productivity. Now, it hasn't been always perfect. Every now and then I encounter some crashes here and there, but maybe that was because I was pushing productivity a little bit more. But generally for light productivity work, it would be good. And of course, with all of that being said, this is not a productivity tablet, right? So this is supposed to be a budget tablet. So again, light productivity work, it could definitely handle a decent speed, actually at a fast speed. But once you start doing too much, you're definitely gonna encounter some crashes. At least that was the case with me when I was using this. Also, for that 3 gigs of RAM, the system would actually eat up about 1.2 gigs. So you get roughly 1.8 left for you to open your apps and all that. So without running any apps, you have the system sitting at about 1.2 gigs of RAM already taken up by the system. Overall performance has been pretty good. Definitely an upgrade from last year's model, both in terms of specs and also in terms of actual real-life performance. It would have been great to have DeX on here, but there's no surprise that it doesn't support it, since DeX is not even available on the Tab S6 Lite. So another thing to add here is that in my unboxing video, I actually had a few people asking whether the S Pen would be compatible, the Samsung S Pen would be compatible with this tablet. And the answer, of course, is no. It's a budget tablet. You definitely won't be able to use the Samsung S Pen on this tablet. However, you can always grab a capacitive pen on like Amazon or eBay or one of those things, but as always, it's very limited in functions. All right, so it's not going to be an S Pen. It's going to be just acting as your finger pretty much. One of the feature worth mentioning here, however, is the face unlock or face recognition on this tablet. Now, you do have the option to unlock the tablet by either using your pen or face unlock. I'm generally not a fan of face unlock on Android, but it is here just in case you want to go ahead and use that. Now, based on some comments that I've seen about the screen, there seems to be a little bit of a controversy, if I could call it that, on the display type on this tablet. But from my understanding after my research and also based off of information from reputable sources, this appears to be an IPS style of display. Now, with all of that being said, despite how Samsung want to go ahead and tab this display, I'm going to tell you that it's actually looking really nice. It looks very nice. I would say even better than the confirmed TFT display on the Samsung Galaxy Tab A 10.1 from last year. So this one actually looks slightly better than that one, at least at a glance or just on first look. I mentioned it earlier. This is a 1200 by 2000 with a 224 ppi, and it looks really nice. You have very vibrant colors and just so very well pronounced with great viewing angles. So even taking it outside a couple of times like I did, I still was able to see and was able to interact with the screen. Movie watching experience has been really nice here, given that the screen is fully laminated, and you can also do full high definition on this tablet, meaning all of your streaming services, as long as you have access to full HD with, let's say, Netflix or Amazon Prime or Apple TV and all that good stuff, as long as you have access to HD, you should be able to make that happen on this tablet. Gaming has been fantastic on here, specifically the ones that I tested out. I did play light, medium, and heavy games on here, and all of the ones that I tested actually played very well, anywhere including Asphalt 9 and also Call of Duty on high graphic, and these are pretty file heavy or graphic heavy games. It can also play PUBG Mobile, just not in high definition. But then again, for the average person who wants to use this tablet for a variety of very light tasks, if they just happen to want to play some games, they should be able to have access and actually play the majority of games. The tablet has a 7040 milliamp hour battery in here, which also supports fast charge. And I believe Samsung claims about 10 hours of video playtime. Now in my usage, I was able to actually complete a day with it. It's definitely going to depend on your type of usage, but I can tell you that that 10 hours is definitely doable. You will definitely be able to hit that 10 hours as long as you use it, in a very moderate way or lightly. You definitely hit that. So the battery is actually surprisingly good, I would say. We have a front camera here, which is a 5 megapixel camera, and a main camera in the back, which is an 8 megapixel camera. The Samsung website actually seems to have this listed backward, but I'm pretty sure they meant 8 megapixel for the main camera, which is in the back, and 5 megapixel for the selfie one. And these cameras are not bad at all, right? So they do snap some pretty nice picture, and I would actually say that they come pretty close, or they are kind of on par with the cameras found on the Galaxy Tab A 10.1 from last year. So picture quality actually comes really close. Now I also did try and test out zoom, and also it comes out pretty clean, right? So you do have, if you have darker spots in the video, you may get a little bit of noise around those dark parts, but other than that, you can still see who you're talking to. So it makes that conversation you're having, that video conversation, still pleasant, because the picture of the person would actually come out pretty clean. Now here's my summary. If you are in the market for a budget Android tablet this is definitely a nice pickup because it has some pretty decent specs, especially for something in this price range. Also, real-time usage is actually very good. This tablet is definitely a go for me. Again, this was more of my first review of this tablet. I like to review these things after about a week and then do another one after about a month or about 6 weeks or so, which is still kind of a main review for you to see how it's holding up after a while. So I'm planning on making another review probably closer to like Thanksgiving or around Black Friday, when I know that people are going to be going out there to pick up tablets. So I'm gonna make another review then and kind of let you know how it's holding up until then. And I hope you enjoyed the video, of course, and I'm also hoping that this was informative. Please, of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely gonna catch you in the comment section like I always do, and I'm also gonna catch you in the next video. And up until then, stay safe out there.